welcome back. We're doing another comparison and review today. Now, normally when I do comparison and reviews, it's one figure, two figures, two figures. Today is going to be a bit different because of the way these are set up. So, I have the Deluxe He-Man Battle Armor version from the Masters of the Universe Origins line. And then I have Battle Cat from the Masters of the Universe Origins line. And they're sold separately. Battle Cat came out very early. He was Wave 1. I believe that Battle Armor He-Man came out around Wave 4. Might have been Wave 3. But he was recently re-released with Battle Cat in a 2-pack as a Target exclusive called Battlefield Warriors. And so I got this from a buddy of mine, Josh. Josh has better availability to Target than I do. But they came as a 2-pack. So we're going to review basically 2 figures and a 2-pack, and check out the differences. Okay, so He-Man came with his sword and axe. I believe he came with a shield, but I'm not 100% positive. But it was the half sword he came with, and then for some reason I believe he came with a shield. So I put the shield with him. I'm gonna have to double check that, and I may possibly do a follow-up video. But he also came with, and I don't really use it much, the Classics head and the Origins head, and then he's got this. Hold on, I'm trying to resetting. The battle damage doesn't work quite as well on this one. That's one of the things I noticed, and basically why I started the review. But he's got this really cool power effect that you can slide on the sword. Now he has the power. It also has an alternate hand. It's a gripping hand. I swapped it out from the flat hand. And then he has this little notch on the back where you can slide his sword, which, by the way, is further why I believe he came with the shield as well as the battle armor. Whereas the original Battle Armor He-Man only came with a axe and a sword because the armor was meant to take the place of the shield. Now, the 2-pack came with the original Battle Armor weapons. The axe and the sword doesn't have the other head, doesn't have the other hand, but they were kind enough to include the gripping hand with him to begin with. And his weapons are a bit more silver. They're pretty close in color, but he has the full sword. He has a half sword. I don't believe he came with a full sword. Because I've only got one full sword, and that was his. So the 2-pack has just the vintage-ish head. It's got a little bit of battle damage on his right cheek. There's a little blood slash. The armor is chrome. On the leg, there is a double blood slash. There's one on his upper bicep. And the same basic thing for Battle Cat. He's got a blood slash, 3 more, another big gash out of his hips, a few more on the arms there. I didn't really notice any around the head, but there is one down on the chest. So instead of the head and the hand and the shield and the blast effect, they came with this little two-piece, I don't know, kind of diorama piece, just a little plastic kind of display base for them that just snaps together. It's all in all not bad. I'm just not real sure what I'm gonna do with it. But along with that, he has these two little dragon things that came on the packaging, or that appear on a lot of the packaging, especially like the old Earl Norm posters. They have all these little dinosaur type creatures, and they sit up there. They're not too difficult to find a little place for. Okay, so first we have Battle Armor He-Man. He's got the standard Masters of the Universe articulation and, you know, the parts, except I don't believe, it doesn't feel like the arms pop out. I don't want to push them too hard. But he's got the ball jointed pinned head, so you can look all around and up and down. The hinged ball jointed shoulders, so he's got a good range of movement. The elbow cut and hinge, the wrist articulation and hinge, the same with the other arm, the waist articulation, and then he's got the ball jointed hinged legs. The knees are theoretically on ball joints, and then the boot cut and the ankle hinge and ankle ball. So there's a lot of articulation in him. Now, the way the original Battle Armor He-Man worked was you could tap the chest plate. You were supposed to strike it with another person's weapon, sword or something, and it would rotate to reveal 1 damage or 2 damage marks. This one doesn't work so well. You can see I'm pushing in pretty good. You kind of have to manually do it. Battle Armor Skeletor's is about the same. So I usually try and keep him with no damage. I think he looks better that way, and I keep Skeletor basically the same way. Their battle armor doesn't normally show damage, but it doesn't work real well on this one. I'm not sure why, because it works much better on this one. Alright, so there's Battle Armor He-Man. Now we have Battle Cat. Battle Cat has, much like the original one, he's got the removable saddle, the removable helmet, only this time the eyes are painted in the helmet, so that's cool. It gives it the much more Filmation style look. Battle Cat has this neck piece here that rotates up, and the hinge, although the head itself does not look up and down, that's what the neck joint's for. His jaw's articulated so he can bite. He's got these really cool green eyes. I would have liked if they'd done the stripes in more of an orange color, but man, the yellow's okay. The legs only rotate forward and back, but for lack of a better word, the elbows have ball joints. And then the feet, the feet have little molded pads, but are not articulated like some of the other animals. Again, the back hips, left and right, ball joint, no articulation. Now the tail is articulated. It goes up, it goes down, left and right, not real well. You have to kind of have it sideways, but you could easily make him just swish his tail around. No battle damage though. So when I was a kid, the figures came out a couple of years before the comic book. So my brother got He-Man and Battle Cat. My brother is 1.5 years younger than me. Well, this particular brother, I have several. But he got He-Man and Battle Cat. I got Faker and Teela. I went into that in my review of Faker and Teela, why I got them instead of He-Man and Battle Cat or Skeletor and whoever. But when the cartoon came out, then we got introduced to the concept of Prince Adam and Cringer. And in the original mini comics, which, you know, by this point we'd been reading for 2 years or so, maybe even 3, when the cartoon came out. And Prince Adam was more or less a new character. I don't remember him having been in any of the comic books. However, if Manny Faces came out that year, then it would have been the year Filmation came out that we were introduced to Prince Adam and Cringer. If not, it was the next year. But my original He-Man was a barbarian that left his tribe. So when Cringer was introduced, we used to try and use Battle Cat without the armor for Cringer, which only really led to his helmet getting lost. Never really looked like Cringer, because Cringer was only about waist high, whereas Battle Cat is, you know, shoulder high, head high. Now, these are the same molds, so they have the same articulation, but you see the chest mechanism works much better on this one, and I'm not sure why. Is it because the metallic is smoother? Yeah, possibly. I like to think that maybe it's just better designed, although when I got Buzzsaw Hordak, you know, I found one of the local stores, Myers, had 2 of them. I was so excited I got one. I've been looking for him for a while. I got him home and put the saw blade in his chest, pushed down on the back, and his chest went. So I've actually seen the insides of these. They're pretty good. I'm still kind of wondering what the little white squares are basically used for, because it's just a little silicone grommet. But maybe the inside of this is just slightly off, and it's not aligned correctly. I don't want to take him apart and find out it. They're kind of a chore to get, although I have recently seen a few more. And I know that he comes in a darker and a lighter armor variation, but I like the chrome so much more. Now, the 2 Battle Cats, aside from battle damage on the one, the other armor is much shinier on the Battlefield Warriors pack. It's also a little bit brighter, but it's mostly just shiny. So when you take the armor off, you can see the battle damage on him. Poor Battle Cat looks like he's, you know, really had some damage done. But it's otherwise the same figure, although the stripes are a little bit better painted. They're not quite as it looks like the brush was running out of paint when they did this one, whereas this one they just filled up the brush with paint. But other than that, they're the same mold. They're a really good mold. I like this Battle Cat a lot. I'm honestly a very big fan of the Origins line. The Revelations line, that's hit or miss. You know, I've got a couple. I'll pick up a few more. I'm actually kind of looking forward to Spike War and Beastman. The original style Teela I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping they'll redo Faker in his normal blue and orange, because I think that would be neat. Skeletor looks okay. I really like the Evil Lyn a lot. She is one of my favorite Evil Lyns. But, you know, there are others like Man-at-Arms and Moss Man that just don't really do it for me. Okay, so we've discussed He-Man and Battle Cat and their weapons and the differences, and basically the biggest difference is the shiny armor, the red paint apps on all of them, and the chrome battle armor there. Their weapons are basically the same color, but they do have full sword, half sword. The reason I believe he just came with the half sword, aside from the fact I only have one full sword, is in the instructions it said you can combine the sword, and when you combine them they will still fit in the little square piece at the bottom to hold up the power of Grayskull. It does have this little two-part diorama stand. It's basically Castle Grayskull green, some boulders, and he stands on it. You know, it's nothing, you know, outstanding, but it is a really cool little display base. I would have liked it better if it had a little place for a name, but at some point I'm probably going to find a way to probably 3D print a little nameplate for him. They also have these two little dinosaurs that they kind of look like gumball machine dinosaurs. They don't quite feel like it. They're a little bit more rubbery than the kind of hard plastic I associate with gumball stuff, but there's no articulation in them, but you can fold the wings down and they'll pop back up because, again, no articulation, but very flexible. They do actually have paint apps, though. Their eyes are painted, so they're not just little red dinosaur things, but they you know, fit on here really nicely. Have them kind of climb up a rock, or try and scurry over Battle Cat if you're feeling exceptionally morbid. Give Battle Cat a snack while his friend looks on in horror. But yeah, that's Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Cat, and the Target exclusive Battlefield Warriors 2-pack. If you're not a completionist, you're doing, you know, one or the other, depending on how you feel about the red stripes, would tell you whether you want to go with Battle Armor He-Man and Battle Cat or the Battlefield Warriors 2-pack. Price-wise, it's a little bit cheaper to get the 2-pack. This will run you about $24, and this one's closer to $30, so you're at about $54. I think this was $40 or $45 when it came out. So it's a little bit cheaper that way. You get a couple extra things. Unless you need the Power Blast, or you have to have the Karate Chop hand or the Vintage head. Aside from that, I mean, honestly, there's no real difference. I like the chrome armor look better. If I only kept one in my collection, I would go with the Battlefield armor ones, and if I were truly nitpicking, I would end up getting both, trying to swap the arms and legs with this one, with that one, to get rid of the battle damage, and then swap Battle Cat for Battle Cat, because I don't think I could get the red paint apps off of him without damaging the yellow. And again, the yellow on this one is done better than the yellow on this one. The shiny armor doesn't really bother me. I may trade the more matte armor. I haven't quite decided yet. I do kind of like the darker shiny armor. But the thing that I really like most about He-Man is definitely the chrome. The battle armor looks so much better in chrome than just a flat gray. I don't have the lighter gray one. I've heard good things about it. There are a lot of people that like it, said it looks a lot like the vintage color, but I don't have one to compare. Anyhow, thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you again. Bye.